Hello everyone. This video would focus on angle bisector theorem. We are given a triangle right here, triangle BAD, and this line segment AC is an angle bisector. Angle bisector means this is a line segment that cuts or divides this angle into two equal parts. So in these statements right here, it says that if AC, that's AC right here, bisects angle DAB. So DAB, so this corner right here, it was bisected. We can say that this was bisected because this was divided into two equal angles. So this whole thing was cut into two pieces or two angles. This tick mark here tells us that these two angles are equal. We can therefore say that BC over CD is equal to AB over AD. So this is the formula for angle bisector theorem. Now, please take note that these letters A, B, C, and D are variables. It doesn't have to be A, B, C, and D in all problems. And at the same time, we also remember that even if we rotate this picture, as long as we get an angle bisector, then we can go ahead and use this angle bisector theorem that we have right here. Now, let's take some examples. Looking at this first example right here, we're supposed to determine the measure of MT. Now, please remember that this TQ or QT line segment is an angle bisector. We can see that by the label right here on the corner. These two angles are equal, so then we can go ahead and say that this is an angle bisector. It divides angle Q into two equal parts. From here, we can go ahead and say that MT, that's the first one right here, so I'm just gonna write that down here. So MT over the other half, which is TB, is equal to, that's MQ over the one on the other side is BQ. So that we can go ahead and plug the values in. So our MT is missing, so we can go ahead and just write MT over there. Over our TB is 6, and that is equal to our MQ is 7. Over our BQ is 10.5. And then again, we are supposed to solve for segment MT here, so that we can go ahead and cross multiply these two and cross multiply these two, so that we can go ahead and rewrite this as 10.5. That's gonna be paired up with MT is equal to, we multiply these two together, so that would be 6 times 7. So 6 times 7 is 42, so that is 10.5, and then that's MT is equal to 42, because 6 times 7 is 42. So that if we want to solve for segment MT, we can go ahead and divide both sides by 10.5 and divide this by 10.5. So we are left with MT. So then our value for MT here is 4. So if you divide 42 divided by 10.5, the value is 4. So this line segment that we have up here is 4. So we can go ahead and write this value for MT here as 4. Now let's move on to the next example. At this time, I would encourage you to pause this video and try this problem out on your own. And when you're done, unpause it and check your answer. Okay, so we go over the problem here. So again, this line segment that we have right here is an angle bisector. We can say that this is an angle bisector because it divides this corner right here, or this angle, into two equal angles. So then we go ahead and say that this is the angle bisector. We can go ahead and set up the equation here. So that means this first piece divided by the second piece is equal to this piece right here divided by this piece right here. But the thing is, this piece is missing. However, we know that from this end to the other end is 13. We can therefore say that to get the measure for this, that would actually be the whole thing, which is 13 minus x. So whatever the value of x is, if we subtract it from 13, that is this measure right here. So that we already have a label for both of these segments here, so that we can go ahead and set up the equation. Again, the first piece divided by the second piece, so that is 13 minus x over the second piece is x equals, we have the first piece on top right here is 12 over 19.2, so that we go ahead and cross multiply these two together. So these two are going to get partnered up. These two will partner up as well, so that we are able to come up with, that's going to be 19.2 times 13 minus x. I paired them up, and that is equal to 12 times x. So that we go ahead and distribute this 19.2 to each of the terms inside the parentheses. So distribute, multiply it with that, multiply it to the x as well. So that we go ahead and say 19.2 times 13 is 249.6. So that's 249.6 minus 19.2 times x is 19.2x, and that is equal to 12x. So that we want to solve for x here, so we can go ahead and add 19.2 from both sides. So plus 19.2x plus 19.2x, so that we can cross the 19.2x out on this side of the equation. So 12x plus 19.2x is 31.2x, and we are left with 249.6 on this side right here. So that we go ahead and solve for x. So we're going to divide both sides by 31.2, divide this by 31.2, so we can cross this out. We are left with x is equal to, if we divide these two together, that is equal to 8. So the value of x that we have here is 8. So I'm just going to go ahead and put 8 up here. So this means that this corner right here, or this segment right here, is 8. And this segment right here from this point all the way to that point would be 13 minus x, which is 5. So this segment right here is 5. Did you get the same answer as this? Good. Perfect. If you find this video helpful, hit like and subscribe for more math videos. See ya!